This is Mr. and what I have for you today is a war recap from Team Forums versus Team Reddit. This is match number 5. Team Forums won the first two. Team Reddit won the next two. And it's kind of a decider, but we know it's going to keep going. Team Forums have won match number 5, 117, 115. Look at the percentage though. Team Reddit did pull away with the percentage. Now, before we get into the attacks, I want to give a quick six-pack shout out to the following members. From Team Forums, we have Lord SK with a fresh hit six-pack. Both of his attacks were fresh hits. We also have The Game with 2 cleanup 3 stars, AJ with 1 fresh and 1 cleanup, and Terminator with 2 cleanup 3-star attacks. On Team Reddit, only two players got a 3-star in both attacks, and that was Tala Awesome and Prototype. Both of them were, all 4 of those attacks were cleanup 3 stars. Okay, let's have a quick look at the 3 stars here. 27 versus 25, 18 2-stars versus 20, no 1-star attacks. Now the interesting thing, I've just done a quick calculation. Of the attacks done by Team Forums, 13 were fresh hits. 9 of them were Town Hall 13. Fresh hits. 3 of them were Town Hall 12 and 1 of them was Town Hall 11. On the Team Reddit side, 10 of them were fresh triples, 5 were 13s, 1 was a Town Hall 12 and 4 were 11s. Of all the attacks used, the 2 most common attacks was Hybrid at number 1, with over half of the 3-star attacks being done by Hybrid, which is Miners and Hogs, and at number 2 is the Yeti Bowler combination, which you will see here. What I've tried to do is mix and match a little bit as well. The recaps you're going to see are mainly fresh hits, and where they aren't, they are just a variation so that you don't get sick and tired of seeing a Hybrid or a Yeti attack. And of course, everyone that got a 6-pack will get one of their attacks shown as well. So without further ado, we'll start off with the attacks that Team Forum did onto Team Reddit. Okay, we have Lord SK here with his 8 Earthquake attack on the number 2. This was a fresh hit. Remember, Lord SK got a fresh hit 6-pack. He's dropped the Siege Barracks early in this attack, which surprised me when I was watching it live. Normally try to come in with a normal sort of attack. I'm not saying this. As long as it's 3 stars, everything is normal in the grand scheme of things. A 3-star is a 3-star. It doesn't matter how you get it. So Troll Tesla's popped up the top. Yeti's coming in. Queen's coming in, and pretty soon we're going to have the Royal Champ RC coming in as well. Yeti's in the Clan Castle. Now the interesting thing was on the subsequent other 3-star attack that Lord SK did, the Yetis came out of the Clan Castle and didn't really do too much at all. They took out a couple of trash buildings, but were too slow to pretty well everything else. But in this case, they are doing a little bit, and they took out the defending Royal Champ. Grand Warden's ability's been used. A couple of Rages have been used. All the spells have been used. Eagle's still up. That just shows you the power of this attack. With only 38% of the base done, all the spells are finished, and yet we know that the rest of the base does fall. Still dealing with 2 Expos and 3 Infernos, or now 2 Infernos. The other one's gone down, and still 2 Expos, 4 Teslas still to deal with as well, and no spells to make that sort of happen. Queen's pathing around on the right-hand side with a Yeti for a little bit of a tank. In the middle, we've got the Grand Warden. He's protecting a couple of the Yetis up there. The Royal Champ is in the middle near that Inferno. She's about to take out that Inferno. There goes her shield. Takes out a couple of Teslas and the outside cannon. Inferno goes down. She will get that Tesla, and now she's onto the Skellies in the middle. Queen pathing around on that right-hand side on the outside of the base. She's still got the Yeti in front of her, giving her a little bit of tanking protection. So her ability is still not used. A couple of Wizards left up the sleeve as well, ready for a bit of cleanup duty, but there's nowhere where you can drop them just yet, because everywhere that you would drop the Wizard would be in range of something, a cannon, an archer, or something like that. So what you could possibly do with it at that point is what he's just done here. He's just dropped it and just try and speed up that little bit of a process. Maybe the Wizard can get a shot off, maybe he can't. In all likelihood, he's not going to get a shot off. By the time he gets set to do a shot, the Queen's taken the shot already. Yeti's trying to get ahead. Yeti's getting healed by the healers. Queen's out in front by herself. She's in point position, but she still hasn't used the ability yet. Grand Wardens, he's helping out where he can. There goes the ability on the Queen. Get the extra archers onto the field of battle. And the Wizard's pathing around on the outside with a Yeti. But it doesn't matter. Queen reaches over the wall, takes it out. Last one goes down, and that is it. Now, I'm pretty sure this was the second 3-star of the war, actually. It might have even been the second attack of the war, even. But anyway, let's move on to the next Town Hall 13 3-star. Okay, let's dive into this one. We're looking at a hybrid attack, as you can see at the bottom. We've got miners and hogs, and a nice little alleyway that goes right down the middle of this space. Okay, balloons have come in. Baby Dragon's creating a little bit of a funnel on the left-hand side. Queen's going to take out the Archer Tower, move over, take out the Mortar and the Builder's Hut. In comes the Blimp with I believe there was a Yeti in that Blimp, taking out that Inferno, and I'm pretty sure we'll get the Expo as well. Queen goes down, Expo's down. I think the Queen's down anyway. Yep. Okay, and the other thing went down as well. So good value from that Blimp. We've got a couple of Tyrrell Teslas at the bottom here. This was a fresh hit, by the way. So no, the attacker did not know that there were a couple of Troll Teslas out here where the King was. Just King cleaning a little bit of path. Hounds popped. The defending Hound, the Lava Hound. Poison taking care of the pups. Here comes the Grand Warden. Watch the deployment. Miners go down first. Hold off a little bit. And waiting for it. There we go. In with the hogs. Just a slight little delay in the hogs so that they didn't rush ahead too far ahead of the miners. Grand Warden's ability is used to keep those things alive while the Town Hall bomb goes off. Queen's still up at the middle. She's pathing around. Royal Champ's in with the hogs and the miners as well. She's doing her thing, throwing the spear, throwing the javelin around, as I like to call it. I think it's more like a javelin. Anyway, she's got her ability still up the sleeve. 2 free spells left as well. 2 balloons, 3 wizards. There goes a bunch of hogs flying. Here's a free spell on the Inferno and the wizard and the scatter shot area for, was that over there, the Royal Champ? Royal Champ's over there, another free. She throws the shield. She's going to take out, maybe she'll get that scatter shot, maybe she won't. Oh, it's going to be close. Will she take it? No, she doesn't take it, but I'll tell you what, those hogs are going to take out that scatter shot, but there's just too many miners on that field of battle. Oh, the hog might get it from behind, and the hog snuck in under the radar. The scatter shot was looking at the balloons, and the hog took it out. Plenty of miners left. This miner over here, he's got a long way to travel underneath all the walls, and that Archer Tower can't deal with what's left. Queen's up, Grand Warden's up, 3-star, nice work from World Dutch. Fresh hit, 3-star, Town Hall 13. On to the next one. All right, next base. Again, we are looking at a fresh hit on this base, this Town Hall 13. Pretty sure this is a max Town Hall 13. So we've got the Queen coming down, a couple of balloons or balloons gone down to make sure there's no black bombs to take out the healers. And what have we got coming out of the Clan Castle? Are they goblins? I don't know. It looks like we've got a witch hiding behind this Clan Castle over here. She's just popped into the poison spell. Would have held up the Queen a little bit longer if she'd stayed behind that Clan Castle, just kept spawning skeletons. How many times has that ever happened to you, where the witch in the defending Clan Castle has just stayed out of range of that poison spell, just keeps spawning skeletons at the Queen, and you can't get your Queen walk done because the skeletons keep on spawning and spawning. A couple of expos down at the moment. Like I said, this is a fresh hit hybrid coming in. Ice Golem coming in on the right-hand side to protect the siege barracks as it's dropped. That way the siege barracks lasts a little bit longer, get all the wizards out instead of the siege barracks taking too much damage and releasing the hogs before it's time and not having as many wizards either. Ice Golem's just gone down, but he's frozen all the things up there. Some more wizards coming out now. The nice little funnel just starting to be created. In comes the Grand Warden with the hogs and the miners straight onto that Inferno wizard area. A couple of skellies have just popped. Here comes the Royal Champ up on the right-hand side, going to follow the crowd inside. We've got a scatter shot here just pounding them in that high area where that Inferno was, but the hogs, the miners, all over to the scatter shot now with the help of the Royal Champ. All that's gone down. Just the Town Hall now, waiting for the Grand Warden's ability to keep everybody alive while the Town Hall blows up. Nicely held Grand Warden's ability. Eagle's about to go down just any second now. Healers, Queen's down. The attacking Queen's down, and the healers have now diverted over to, can't see it. You've got one healer on the Royal Champ, or they're trying to follow the miners. I think they might be trying to follow the miners, and they lose track every time the miners go underground. Okay, on to the Grand Warden at the moment now. Royal Champ's over on the bottom side. Grand Warden, Royal Champ, and hogs and miners all going into that last little area. King doesn't know what to do. Miners are up, miners are down. Last Inferno's gone down. Royal Champ's ability still not used here. Still has that shield up her sleeve. Might have to use it pretty soon, although possibly not. I mean, look, after all, there was 30 seconds left in this attack, so it was a pretty definitive attack, although you could just throw the shield from here and just entertain us all by watching it go all the way across the base. Oh, there we go, just threw it at the last minute. Anyway, nice little 3-star hybrid attack from Russian Mob. Let's move on to the next one. All right, now Embo, as we have a look, Embo did get an award according to the stats of the actual game itself, saying Best Attack Award, but I don't think it was actually for this attack. I think it was for a 2-star effort that he did up higher. This attack was a fresh hit triple as well. Like I was saying, I try to bring the fresh hit triples where I can, and also to provide a little bit of variety where I can as well. We've got the 6 Yetis, we've got the 8 bowlers coming in, 2 jumps, 3 rage, no earthquake in this one. We've got the healers, Yetis are down, and we've got the pecker on that side. It's a very nice little created funnel. Looking for the wall breaker, there we go, super wall breaker, 1 super wall breaker, and the wall is smashed wide open. So Yeti's going pathing onto that Dark Elixir store. Here come the hogs from the clan castle. So they're all in now, hogs, Yetis, and bowlers all in at the same time. We've got the Royal Champ in behind as well, and we've got the Heroes. King's Rage has already been used, he's done. Queen's ability, Grand Warden's ability, and of course only a level 8 Royal Champ, but taking out what looks like every single weapon looks to be maxed on this base. Jump spell to get access to that other scatter shot on the right hand side, and also possibly help take out this whole flanking side going down this very thin alley. Freeze on that Inferno Tower, and we've still got the Royal Champ up. She's going to take out the mortar here. Queen's up, Grand Warden's up, and as I looked at this base when I first saw it, I was looked at it going, well, I don't know if this is going to be a 3-star attack. When I was watching this attack live, around about this point, I thought, yeah, you don't know. There goes the Royal Champ shield. She's taken out a few things, so that's helpful. But now there's nothing really that's going to do too much damage to the Queen. Only a matter of time. We'll just watch this at 2 times speed now because there's only a couple of heroes left in it. And the Royal Champ's gone down. Clean up wizards and minions on the right-hand side here. And yet the Queen is up. No, like I said, nothing to take out the Queen, so it's just a matter of cleanup. And just the base would just fall to the attrition. Nothing can take out the Queen with healers and Grand Warden on it at that point in time. So the base just fell. Nice little fresh hit 3-star from Embo on that one. One more fresh hit 3-star coming up at 10 or 13, and then we'll look at the 12s. All right, this base is base number 26, 3-starred by the game. Now, the game did get a 6-pack in the war. Nice little 6-pack for the game. So have a look. We've got a dragon up there. One of those little decorations onto the base. Again, we're coming in with a hybrid attack. 3 rage, 2 heal. Now, I know a lot of people might just think automatically we're just going to have 2 rage for the Queen and we're going to spend the rest of the heals on the hogs. You don't necessarily have to do that, whatever you think your plan is going to be. If you think you need to have 3 rages for your Queen based on the base in question or the DPS that you're coming into, then put 3 rages on the Queen. Just make sure that you're going to get the value out of those 3 rages. That's the only decision that you really have to make. 3 loons, 5 whiz, a baby dragon ready to start coming in for a little bit of funneling or possible cleanup. Don't know. Let's hold off and see. Eagle's way on the other side of the base, and we've got King's been dropped down at the top there, so it's a good chance that where that wizard is, we're going to start getting a little bit more of a funnel created. As that King's path up north, the siege barracks is coming on that right-hand side. Pekka's out, so that archer tower is going to go down. King should destroy all of that weaponry. Oh, doesn't even get the chance. Miners are in already, waiting for the hogs. Royal Champ's in, and here comes the hogs. Miners, Royal Champ, and hogs in that particular order. Hail spells gone down. Can save the Warden's ability for whatever he needs. So instead of needing to save the Warden's ability for the Town Hall, might want to save it for the scatter shot, which he's done here. Scatter shot, save a heal. 1 more heal left on the base. Probably going to be around this scatter shot area. Whoopsie, got a Tesla farm at the bottom here. Here come the hogs coming in from the CC. Last heal's gone down. Queen is up on the left-hand side. She's got the healers on her. 2 wizards. Royal Champ's ability still not used. So if she can make it through all this area as it stands now, once she gets to that Tesla farm, she'll just throw the shield. If she does, all those Teslas will go down and it will only leave the mortar. But there's hogs coming into that area as well. Anyway, Royal Champ's shield still not used. There goes some hogs flying off the map. And the Royal Champ might not even use her shield at the moment. Queen's ability still not used either. So it's a massive wipeout on this base. 2 hero abilities not even used, and the base falls. A cleanup attack this was from the game, who got a 6-pack in the war. Now let's have a look at the Town Hall 12s that the forums did on Reddit. Alright, this is the first of the fresh hit Town Hall 12s. The other Town Hall 12, we won't have a look at a fresh hit on that one. we'll be looking at a different one, but from the same attacker anyway. So there's a rhyme and a reason for it, and that is the base that we're going to have a look at was a stronger base than the one that was a fresh hit. The same attack strategy was used, however, so nobody misses out. So in this case, we've got a little bit of variety. We don't have a Yeti attack. We don't have a hybrid attack. We've got a Sui Lalo attack coming in onto this base. Now, lovely use of getting this trash cleared away to get the queen in, so the queen can take out this nice little section here. Just going to keep an eye on that sweeper. The sweeper's just pointing in that direction towards 9 o'clock. Wallbreaker's gone in. Giant's gone in to take a little bit for the queen, so it helps take a little bit of DPS off the queen, so the queen can come in, take out that air defense, take out the Inferno. Now that area there is not going to distract from any loons or anything. Take out the defending queen, take out a Builder's Hut, not that the Builder's Hut would matter too much. Take out that Grand Warden. I don't think the queen's gone down, the Grand Warden's still up, or the defending Grand Warden, so in with the Lava Hounds, in with the Grand Warden, attacking Grand Warden and the balloons, freeze onto that Inferno tower, and here comes the second Lava Hound coming in from the 6 o'clock position with more balloons. Add a few more balloons in. Tesla farms pop. Now this was a fresh hit, so the attacker did not know where the Teslas were on this one. Sees some more Teslas, throws in some more balloons, 2 haste spells, 1 rage, 2 freeze. Oh, just used a freeze. Lovely use of that blimp coming all the way across the base to take out that town hall before the pack of balloons gets there. That way the Grand Warden, he was way behind. So if all these balloons had gotten to that town hall instead, and then he was over here somewhere, that way the blimp took out the town hall and his pack of balloons is still here. 1 freeze, 2 haste, and a heal still up the sleeve, and a whole heap of balloons. So here comes the Grand Warden over towards, well, I don't know where he's actually going. Oh, okay, he wanted to go side on to that expo. So 1 more expo. Heal spell drops to keep the balloons up under the Wizard Inferno bombardment, and then the haste spell, last haste spell, going to get dropped now. Now the interesting thing about that haste spell is that the balloons were actually on that other wizard's side of that weapon, and that other wizard technically should really have been closer to those balloons, and the balloons should have pathed towards that wizard and the archer tower, but they didn't do that. So that was a little bit strange. I thought it was a little bit odd when I saw it live, and I still think it's a little bit odd when I'm seeing it now, but nevertheless, the red bomb couldn't take out those last of the balloons, so it was good use of the haste spell, kept those balloons from getting too much health taken off them. It was rather a little bit of a longer attack, but that's what can happen when you're doing a Lalo attack. It can draw out, even if you beat the base. Lovely 3-star from their number 28 onto the defending number 32 from Reddit, and we will see the reverse of that as well, and now that was a fresh hit. Okay, let's have a look at the other Town Hall 12. Alright, this base is being hit by AJ, who was one of the people who did get a 6-pack in the war. And have a look at his troop combination. 1 P.E.K.K.A, 8 Witches, 14 Bowlers, 5 Ice Golems, 8 Earthquake spells. The entire base is opened up. Dropped the P.E.K.K.A at the 9 o'clock with, what was that? 3 or 4 Bowlers behind. I missed the bowler count. Dropped the Ice Golem up at the 12 o'clock position, and then immediately dropped the Siege Barracks behind it. That way the P.E.K.K.A and a whole bunch of wizards come out. Ice Golem's taken the heat from the Eagle Artillery, which is fired up, obviously. Now everything can go into the base. We've got the King, Queen, and Grand Warden all following. Only 1 rage spell. Poison's come out to take care of the clan castle, which was a Lava Hound and a Baby Dragon in the clan castle. There goes the poison, trying to get some of the pups. Grand Warden's ability's been used. I think just about all the Ice Golems in the middle of the base are down, but we've got a bunch of Witch Skellies all just running around everywhere because, of course, with the 8 Earthquake spells, the entire base has been opened up. Queen's still in the core. She's got a bunch of skeletons pathing around with her. So she'll take out that Inferno Tower, and then she's going to have to use her ability to take out the Town Hall, which has just popped and is shooting at her. There we go. Town Hall pops, or her reality pops. She triggers a big bomb, which takes out her little archer companions, but she's got a lot of health back, so she'll take out the mortar, take out the archer tower on the left-hand side. Over on the right-hand side, where the Warden is, he's got some bowlers, witches. The Barb King is still up as well. He's got wizards with him. There's wizards and bowlers and little Barb companions as well. And there's no way this base can withstand just the volume of troops that are just coming up onto that last archer tower with the Grand Warden. So the last base was going to fall. 8 Earthquake spell. A lot of spell usage for mobility through the base, but of course it turns out to be worth it, as AJ earned himself a 6-pack with the same basic troop combination on base 34 and on base 35. That's the troop combination there. So he deployed 2 bowlers behind the pecker. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Okay, here we are. We're looking at a queen charge, queen walk, minor attack by Terminator. And Terminator, of course, also managed to get a 6-pack in the war. Let's dive in, have a look, see which way he attacks this base. We've got a wizard coming at the bottom. We've got a queen with the healers at the bottom as well. Loon on the right-hand side. I'm wondering if we're going to have the baby dragon. No, I've got a wizard up there. That mortar may or may not go down with the balloon splash. No, mortar went down, so that was a good guesstimation that that would happen. Of course, this was a clean-up attack. Lord SK was the only one that got the fresh hit 6-pack, and everyone else got, or AJ got 1 fresh hit as well. So, Queen's End, Teslas have popped, and we don't have any jump spell for the Queen, but we do have a wall breaker. Wall breaker, there it goes, and pop, over on the right-hand side, you just saw it just pop there. Expo fired, but too late. Now, I don't think the Queen, yep, the Queen's actually going to go that way possibly now. Okay, yep, good timing. So the Queen went towards the wall breaker. She's going to take out the Expo. She's going to take out that Inferno. Maybe she can reach the Inferno. Not sure. She'll target onto that cannon after the Expo. Expo bomb tower. Here comes the Clan Castle, defending Clan Castle. Hog and, oh, Lava Hound. That's not a hog. It's an air hog. It's a Lava Loon defending Clan Castle. We'll have to drop that poison spell to make sure the balloon doesn't do too much damage to the Queen. King's gone down at the 3 o'clock position to help clear up the trash while the Siege Barracks comes out with the P.E.K.K.A. and a bunch of wizards following behind like it always does. Nice little funnel created. In with the miners. Now remember, this is an all-miner attack. There are no hogs in this one. So instead of just a traditional or hybrid attack, it is just a mass miner attack with the Queen charge coming up. Here come the hogs out of the Clan Castle. Obviously, yes, putting hogs in a Clan Castle is a good idea when you're using a Siege Barracks to do a Queen, a hybrid or miner. The hogs just add tremendous advantage to the attack because they only attack weapons, whereas the miners could possibly path around and attack anything and everything. Heal spells used, 1 heal spell left over. We'll have a look at the spell combination used in this attack because there was no jump spell to get into the base or no spell at all in terms of something needed to have mobility through the base, such as a jump spell or earthquake spell. Plenty of troops left in the middle of the base now, and balloon on that Tesla. Here's some miners at the bottom. Baby Dragon dropped to help do a little bit of trash cleanup, but I don't think he's going to get much value out of that Baby Dragon. Got a shot off there at least before the miners take it out, but otherwise a lovely hit from Terminator. Town Hall 11 triple. Let's have a look at another one. Alright, for a little bit of variety, we're going to have a look at a bit of a drag bat attack. Like I was saying, I'll try and give a bit of variety where I can. King going down at the 9 o'clock position to try and create a little bit of funnel. Watch for the deployment of the bat spell in this one. I was quite impressed with it. Instead of trying to drop it off way to the side, I'll just give you the spoiler now. Instead of trying to drop it off way to the side and let all the bats spawn and come in, he does something a little bit different, so we'll just keep an eye out for it. Massively wide funnel, I suppose you could say, on completely opposite sides of the base, but that's okay because the Queen's pathing up. Got a Baby Dragon as well, a couple of loons onto that Archer Tower. Will it go down? It should go down. No, it doesn't go down, but enough has gone down to try and help keep the dragons inside the base. Queen's ability's been used. Now this was a cleanup attack as well. Wizard up there on the top. Eagles firing up now onto the dragon balloons, almost coming straight in at an air sweeper, almost. So that's a surprising thing as well. Now, if you watched closely before on that Lalo attack at 10 or 12, the attacker did come directly into that air sweeper, but it didn't matter in the end because it was a 3-star. Plenty of dragons up. The Stone Slammer is doing good lot of work. I'm not sure how far it starts to go. There we go. Free spell on the wizard. Then the bats have been dropped. No need to try and time the spell that way. Just drop that freeze on the wizard and then just get all the bats. Nothing else around you can take out the bats quicker than all of those spells can take out the wizard. One more free spell. There we go. Free spell on the Expo. Bats should be able to get the Expo down. There we go. Expo's gone down. Eagle's gone down. Finally the Eagle's gone down. It's been firing up all this time. Giant there on the right-hand side. I'm just wondering if that Giant was supposed to be dropped with the Queen for a little bit of distraction, because that's normally what you do with a Giant. But anyway, nevertheless, Lava Hound over onto these archers. Now, of course, the worst thing that could happen is what we've just seen here. That can often ruin a raid when something takes out a Lava Hound. We've got plenty of bats here, though. Now, just keep an eye on the bat versus pup battle that we're going to see. Pups are onto the balloons. But now are they actually onto the bats? Because the bats are trying to deal with the pups. So the bats are now the closest thing to the pups. And it looks like the pups were able to take out all those remaining bats. But of course, they can't take out the dragons and the Grand Warden. And that is the end of this base. Lovely little hit from Armin onto Anti-Lock Defender. Town Hall 11-3. So we'll have a look at one more 11 hit onto the Reddit bases from Team Forums. And then we'll have a look at what Reddit did to Team Forums. Okay, this was the first 3-star of the war. I was when the war started, I was actually thinking, okay, we're going to be having an hour of base scouting, planning, and things like that. I don't think it was an hour at all. I think Bravo had called the base within 2 minutes of the war starting, and probably within 10 or 15 minutes, I can't remember, he was in and he 3-starred. This was the first 3-star of the war, fresh hit triple. And as you can see, it's a hybrid attack. Jump spell's gone down. Now, when that jump spell went down, I thought it was a little bit of an unusual spot at first. But then I thought, you know what? It's actually a good spot because it doesn't force the queen to go further and further and further one way. It gives her access to the eagle if she takes out a few things. Now, if she doesn't go to the eagle, well, that's on her. But then as I was looking at it, I thought, oh dear, it's not really working. I hope the spell doesn't wear out too much. Of course, however, jump spells last almost a minute, so it would have to be a very detrimental bunch of trash that the queen wouldn't be able to take to keep the queen from using that jump spell. So there we go, queen's in. A little bit of a funnel created up top there, and here comes the rest of the hybrid attack. Hogs and miners are in, Grand Warden's in. Here come the troops out of Clan Castle, the Hog Clan Castle troops out of the siege barracks now, that is. And Grand Warden's ability still up the sleeve. Hogs are going flying off the base like crazy. And we've got one heal spell left. Only 45% of the base to go, and all the heal spells have been used, but we've got plenty of miners. We've still got the Queen's ability. She's just stuck in the middle. She just looked like she got herself stuck in a little tiny alcove there in the middle of the base. Now she's going to take out a wizard tower. More hogs go flying off the base. Grand Warden's ability is used. Keep everything alive where it can. Now the Queen's had to use her ability. Try and get through that wall quick, so that she could take out the Expo and Inferno Tower before it does too much damage. Otherwise, she'd just be beating on a wall for too long. And, of course, we've got the miners and wizards following them at the bottom. So those wizards aren't going to be doing too much because the miners just scoot way, way ahead. Queen's taking out a bunch of stuff. Grand Warden's gone down, of course. Wizards just following up. Miners won't be destroyed by that bomb. And basically, even if all the miners and the wizards died now, the Queen would be able to finish off the rest of the base. And this was the first attack of the war, and it was a 3-star, so it kind of set the precedent for what happened after that. Okay, that's all the Team Forum attacks. Let's have a look at the Team Reddit attacks. All right, Team Reddit, here we go. Let's just dive straight into this. We've got a electric dragon, an Ed Dragbat is what we have. So instead of, and we got no clone spells as well. So that took me by surprise when I watched this attack coming. And I thought, where's the clone spell? I'm just so used to seeing that sort of a thing, but no, not in this case. So this was, of course, a fresh hit triple, and only at a roughly 2 minutes 23 or something like that. So Royal Champs used the shield already. It's done, obviously, a good lot of damage to the things in the middle. As you can see here, the way the funnel's being created, the design is to just come in over that Eagle Artillery and the 2 scatter shots with the loons tanking the E-Drags, and then rage and just try and get that finished as quick as possible with a blimp coming sailing right through the middle. Grand Warden's ability used early on, but everyone's caught in the tornado trap doing a little bit of a shimmy, sideways shimmy. Second scatter shot's about to go down. Blimp's coming over to the Town Hall. So, like I said, this was good planning on the attacker, and Town Hall goes down. The balloons will go down to that big bomb. Oh, no, they survived. Dragon in the Town Hall, in the CC as well. Now the CC, the enemy CC comes out, but everything's taken care of it. Bats dropped on the left-hand side. He's got 3 free spells. He could freeze this base for the rest of the war, really, almost, couldn't he? And those bats will just take everything out. So the bats just pathed around to that right-hand side, so he can hold that freeze if he wants to, but he's got so many free spells, he can just keep on freezing the Inferno Wizard area. It's not going to matter here. One more drop, and there we go. Base wiped out. So it was a nice little attack to watch it live as well, and it's a nice little attack to watch in replay also. Bats doing the work. We've got these poor little E-Drags waiting so long to just take out each individual skelly. Whoops, the bat just came and picked them off. just like a little bird picking an insect off, just down and boom, gone. There it goes. So now the E-Drag's on the left, E-Drag on the right with the bats. Bats take a little bit longer to get through the storages than they do other trash. Couple bombs, there we go. Black seeking air mine and an air bomb took out the warden. That last E-Drag got taken out by some air defenses as well. But the bats survive, so they're going to be doing a little bit of damage on. Let's see who wins this race. Do the bats take it out before the E-Drags? No, I think the E-Drags will all get a shot off on it. And boom, there we go. 3 E-Drags, 1 storage. It doesn't survive. Okay, let's have a look at the next Reddit hit on Town Hall 13 forums. All right, got a little bit of a hybrid attack going on Cat's Base from Seta, number 10 on Team Reddit. So, and this was a fresh hit as well, by the way. So the first attack that we saw, as I did with Team Forums versus the Team Reddit bases, I'm going to try and show as many fresh hits as possible, while also trying to mix it up if I can. So this was a fresh hit, as was the one you just saw. Blimps come in and taken out. Queens down, healers, baby dragon. Here comes 2 ice golems and a witch in the defending CC. So that'll keep the attacking queen busy just for a little bit. She's got a few things to go through, but either way, the base was down within 2.5 minutes anyway. So King's gone down on this right-hand side. Going to have the siege barrack. Well, we don't have a siege barrack, so I'm so used to the hybrid attacks because we see them so often. I just, whenever someone uses a blimp, after they've used a blimp, I'm thinking, well, when's the siege barracks going to be dropped? Imagine having 2 siege machines in a war. Oh, you could just 3-star everything. Queen's pathing around on that left-hand side. She's gone up towards the 9 o'clock, pathing up towards 12 o'clock now. A nice little alleyway right down the middle of that base. So all the hogs, miners, they can just wipe out one side of the base, although this sweeper could get some of them to come across. But no, freeze on the town hall and Grand Warden's ability used. So keeping that Grand Warden's ability up the sleeve to keep the miners and the hogs alive. Queen's got the healers on her still up at that 10 o'clock position. She's going to take out the scatter shot. And the Royal Champ's going to take out the other scatter shot. So everyone's bypassed the scatter shots. Both scatter shots have gone down. Royal Champ's ability is still not used. Miners have kind of petered out at this point. Royal Champ will take out. We've still got some. There we go. Royal Champ's shield's just been thrown. And we've got a bunch of miners up. So at this point, all those miners with the Grand Warden's gone down. Boom, there he goes. A couple of wizards on the right-hand side. They won't last long with the Archer Tower. But just too many miners and a fully healed up queen who hasn't used her ability either as yet. This base stands no chance. So nice little fresh hit 3-star from Team Reddit onto Team Forums number 6 base. Just waiting for the final 10 seconds to run their course. Miners taking out the rest of the thing with a couple of shots from the queen, and that's it. Game over. Last big bomb wasn't going to do anything. Game over. Let's have a look at the troop combination. 16 miners, 13 hogs. Let's have a look at the next one. All right, here we are. Let's dive in. Yetis and bowlers. We've all seen this before, and we're going to see it again. 2 jump spells for mobility through the base. Now, there was an attack that I did see where the earthquakes were brought in. So we had a jump spell with some earthquakes, but unfortunately, just the corner of the base did not get cracked by the earthquake. So instead of having that jump spell for the middle of the base, had to use the jump spell to get the Yetis and the bowlers in. Didn't make a difference. The base still fell to 3 stars anyway. So Balloon's gone down. Tesla is possibly going to go down. It's actually a Grand Warden walk. Starting with a Grand Warden walk. King to create a little bit of an extra funnel. Warden's doing nicely. Slow, but nicely. Here comes the Queen. Oh, that wasn't the Queen. Not unless she's dressed like a Yeti. Here comes the Yeti. And we've got the siege barracks over on the right-hand side. Pekka's come out. Now we've got the Queen coming down with the bowlers and an extra balloon. Get that extra balloon in there. Waiting for the Royal Champ. I didn't see the Royal Champ, but she could have run ahead. She could be in there in the maelstrom, all going crazy on the inside of the base. It's hard to see. There's just spells and Warden's ability, glowing troops and freezes and everything. It's just very hard to see what's going on in that side of the base. Here come the wizards. The siege barracks is just popped, releasing the hogs, so they'll go straight onto that Inferno Tower. The excess wizards just taken out that other wizard tower. So a couple of big bombs up near that Inferno. That'll do damage to the hogs. But there's a heal spell. There's the Royal Champ. That's what he was waiting for. Hold the Royal Champ. Well, I don't know where she came. I wasn't paying attention. Was she in the middle? Did she come out from the middle? Did she come in with the hogs? Obviously, if you can hold her off until coming in with the hogs. I was just too busy watching other things. So I was watching the Inferno Tower and I was watching the wizards just take out the Wizard Tower next to the Inferno Tower. But anyway, healers are healing. Is that a Yeti there? The Queen's over on the right-hand side. Healers are trying to heal the Yetis. And so that'll be a stalemate there. Those weapons won't be able to take down the healed Yetis. And I think all the Yeti Mites have exited the baskets and they've done their job. So now we've just got tanking, smashing Yetis. There goes one Yeti. He's decided he's had enough. He wants off the field of battle. So there he's called in for a replacement. I want off. And they've just flung him off the field. But there's the Royal Champ taking out the last couple weapons. And game over. This was, of course, a fresh hit from No Masok onto Busy the Brave. Let's have a look at the next one. All right, number 1 versus number 21. But, of course, still Max Base. Max Base versus Max Base. And this was not a fresh hit. This was a clean-up attack. So, getting a little bit of a funnel being created here. We're looking at a Lalo attack, which is for free spell. Which is why I bought this one, just so we can have a little bit of variety. So we're not just looking at endless hybrid attacks or Yeti attacks. So we can see that you can 3-star Town Hall 13 with something that is not a hybrid or a Yeti attack. Of course, it might be easier to do hybrid. It might be easier to do Yeti. Or some people just might practice that more than others. I know that's what I do at Town Hall 11 is I have certain attacks that I practice way more than others. Just like I did at Town Hall 9. I didn't do too many air attacks, although I could do them. And my preferred air was either a Penta or a Queen Pop or something like that at Town Hall 9. But generally, I loved my hog attacks at Town Hall 9. But at Town Hall 10, I tended to not do very many hog attacks. And at Town Hall 11, my favourite attacks are generally miners, Queen Charge miners or Queen Charge hybrid is my favourite Town Hall 11 attack. Although I can do air attacks as well. So it's just having that little preference where you look at the base you would rather do in a war like this, pick a base that suits an attack that you are good at, and that way you're more assured of getting a 3-star attack instead of a base that forces you to do an attack you might not be so good at, in which case it's a higher risk. It might pay off, but it's more risky. Here comes the blimp straight over that Town Hall. Going to have a rage for it, I think, there. And no rage, but we've got the Grand Warden's ability onto it, so everything survives the blast, and everything is surviving the Inferno Tower, but, you know, everything is slowed down because of that blast as well. Lava Hound's popped, going to try and take out the, what's there? Queen, and the Queen versus an Ice Golem, it looks like. Balloons are up. Now we're just waiting for the inevitable to happen. We've got one wizard trying to shoot balloons, but the pups are shooting the wizard. The wizard doesn't know what he wants to do. And we've got the Inferno up still. Queen's ability still not used at this point. Oh, that's not an Inferno, that's a Tesla. I just called that a thing an Inferno. So here comes the Queen, activating her ability, get some archers onto the field. She knows she's got a lot of work to do. Everything's just pathing away from her. See you later, Queen. Watch these minions and the pups onto the... Will they get it? Will they get it? Oh, it went down. It went down. It had so little health. Just a couple of hits from the minions and that pup took it down. Didn't expect that. But there we go. The base was going to fall anyway. So number 1 on to number 21. Nice little 3-star attack from Team Reddit versus Team Forums. Let's have a look at the last Town Hall 13 in this recap. Okay, have a look at the troop combos. Massive amounts of troops or things to deploy. And of course, we're looking at Yetis and Boulders coming in on this one. But this was a fresh hit. So it makes the cut. Fresh hits for the majority of these things, I'll tell you when they're not a fresh hit. So getting those couple of test balloons down first, yep, triggers the Teslas, triggers any black bombs that might be there. Otherwise, the Electro Dragon might just go down a little bit prematurely. Got a rage spell, try and get that Tesla down. The Inferno's locked onto the Electro. Might not last too much longer. And no, there he goes. Electro's down, so we've got the King and the Siege Barracks on the left-hand side, creating a little bit of a funnel. So it's a pretty good idea. And we've got 4 earthquakes. And there we go, 4 earthquakes and a jump. Jump's gone down, so we know where we're going to path in. Earthquake will open up the whole middle of the base shortly, I'm guessing. Eagle's just firing up now, ready onto those Yetis coming in. Healers are coming down. Warden's down. Here comes, what are we looking at the right-hand side? Royal Champ up there coming in at the 12:30 mark. She's going to take out some Skellies. And look, she's had to use her ability straight away because she's getting targeted by the defending Queen. and she's going to go down shortly. Even though she was protected a little bit by the Warden's ability, she might actually... Oh, no, she didn't. She just went down, and now the defending queen, well, she just got taken out by the attacking queen. So equal... Well, the earthquake spell, I'm getting so tongue-tied here. There's so much going on in this attack. Earthquake spells completely opened up the whole of the base. Yeti mites are jumping all over the place, taking things out, but the healers are keeping the bowlers up. And the queen's just doing her thing. Now, let's see, will the healers path onto the queen? Nope. Oh, there goes some Yetis. Straight off the field of battle. Bye-bye, Yetis. I guess they were too tired to war as well. They wanted out and they said, okay, see you later. But here come the Yetis in the middle. But what have we got? Got a path around that right-hand side yet. There's no weapons down at the bottom, but we're all going to deal with it. Where's the queen? She's gone down. Yeah, we just got Yetis. Here comes a little goblin. He's not going to do too much. He's just going to get taken out by Cannon and a Tesla. But look at the Yetis and bowlers with the Grand Warden. With his healing up the Yetis at the back. That Yeti's not going to catch up and do anything, but he's going to, when he gets there, he's going to have full health. The others will be all panting and out of breath. Like, where were you, bro? We'll have to call you Blister. Turn up after all the work's done. That's what they'll be saying to him back in the crib hut when they're having a bit of smoko after they've finished attacking this base. Just chilling. Just knocking back a coldie. Anyway, there we go. Nice little 3-star onto, this was a fresh hit 3-star onto Vedix. Mr. PM. Now let's have a look at a couple of 10 or 12s. Now I mentioned to keep an eye on 28 versus 32 and the return favour 32 versus 28. So here we go. This was a fresh hit as well. So fresh hit, they traded fresh hits it seems in this particular war. So just waiting for this to go down. There we go. Balloon clearing the path. Balloon clearing the path. Here comes the blimp. What's in the blimp? Any guesses? Most probably we're going to have a Yeti. Let's see. And, well, we've triggered a skeleton spell. Or skeleton trap. And we've triggered the Lava Hound. But what have we got? Yeah, everything went down in that little box. So that's cool. And the Yeti mites just took out that wizard. So it was good value for the blimp. So here comes the Queen charge up the top side. Got some wall breakers coming in. They are just normal wall breakers, but haven't seen normal wall breakers for a while. It's almost like, what does a normal wall breaker look like? But a nice little funnel. That Queen will go into that town hall. Dragon's just been dropped on that right-hand side around the 230 area. Lava Hound has popped. It has delayed the Queen just a little bit, but not too much. Here comes the King now. He's going to tank that Archer tower, so it won't be hitting the Queen, but also cleaning a little bit of trash so the rest of the attack can come in. Waiting for, see, I was thinking to myself, when's the siege barracks going to come? There is no siege barracks because a blimp was used. That's what happens when you watch so many hybrid attacks. You just always expect the siege barracks to be dropped to create part of the funnel, but not in this case. Grand Warden's following up nicely. Eagle's about to go down. Hogs, miners. Now the interesting thing was pathing into this base from the complete opposite side of the defending heroes. So the miners, they really need to stay up and try and get the Queen's been caught up in that freeze area with the miners under rage. So she wasn't able to do as much damage as she otherwise would have, but the miners are getting held up trying to beat that King. They're getting pummeled in that area and they're going to target the Queen now. They're onto the Queen now. She's going to go down. And with that heal spell, Hogs are still up at this point. So it's a good little attack. Queen, she's still up. She's shooting air skellies over at the 9 o'clock position. So she's wasting her time over there. She's just letting everybody else do a few things. Her ability's not used either. Last free spell onto the Wizard Tower. Hogs come out. We've got a spell factory over on the right-hand side. That still needs to be done. But, of course, yes, we've got a miner. So a miner will just run over there. He'll dig his way over there pretty quick. Well, yeah, there he goes. Scooting off in front of everyone. That's the wonderfulness, logic of Clash of Clans, that a miner digging underground can go faster than a riding troop above ground. That's what we love about Clash of Clans, though. Let's have a look at the next attack. All right, now this one was not a fresh hit, but it was a 10 or 12, and the decision to have this one as opposed to others was simply that this was the fastest one. And seeing as the others were also hybrid attacks, there was nothing different to see, so I figured we might as well pick the fastest hybrid attack and watch that. And as this was also higher on the map, the base was a stronger base, so we're seeing a stronger base being hit. There goes a super wall breaker into that little tiny section where the cannon and the wizard are. Healers down on the Queen, keeping the Queen up. She was losing a little bit of health, but we've got a multi-inferno on the Queen. She's going to be coping with that quite easily. Thank you very much. One shot, or the healers only took a little bit of damage. Inferno's down, as you'd expect. Jump spell down. Nice little break into that wall to anticipate, to plan that, to get in from that Reddit attacker. Going to get good value for this Queen. If she doesn't decide to just path where their defense is, nope, she's gone in on the exactly where you want her to go, and that is straight into that Inferno complex, so she can then reach around and get everything else. Here comes a Siege Barracks at the 6 o'clock position, just as usual as what we see on the hybrid attack. Siege Barracks comes out. A Dragon Ice Golem. I almost said Lava Hound. Dragon Lava Hound. That'd be an interesting combination. But anyway, this wasn't a 3. This was not a fresh hit. So Grand Warden's gone down with the miners. Notice that the hogs have still not been deployed. Here come the hogs now. Once all that trash is down, that way the hogs did not rush in front of the miners. It was good thinking from the attacker that there was a lot of trash that needed to be cleaned. So let's try and get the hogs in with the miners. Good timing, and then keep the Grand Warden's ability up the sleeve to keep everybody alive while the Town Hall explodes in a shower of explosion. One more heal spell left. Eagle's still up at this point. So this was 30 seconds left in the attack, and the Eagle is still up, firing. That was an amazing... All the spells have been used. We've still got 35% of the base to go. And now we're looking like the Eagle's going to go down any second now. There we go. Eagle lasted until the last 22 seconds of the attack. Plenty of hogs. We've still got some miners up. The Queen's ability still not used. So a very nice little wipeout on this base. Good thinking, good planning from the Reddit attacker to break in and jump in, and then also with the holding off of the hogs so that they all went into the Town Hall with the miners at the same time. Okay, let's have a look at some Town Hall 11 attacks now. Okay, and here we have one of the Reddit 6-pack getters prototype attacking the person who got the very first 3 stars of the whole war with the first attack of the war, also coming in with a hybrid attack. There we go. We've got the Queen drop down on the left-hand side around the 9 o'clock position with the healers on her. Drops a balloon, drops another balloon to just to check for a few things while the Baby Dragon comes in, take out a little bit of trash, help do a little bit of funneling work. King's gone down as well to help create a little bit of a funnel. So at that point, kind of thinking to yourself, where's the funnel actually? Where does he want the Queen to actually go? Well, she has to draw the clan castle and deal with the clan castle. So once she's deployed in that area, she has to come in through this way, and she's going to come in, take out, she's going to get good value for the Queen as well. She'll take out an Expo, take out a Wizard, and hopefully she doesn't path around to the left-hand side and leave the base. That'd be a tragedy. No, okay, now we already know it's not a tragedy because, she doesn't know what she's doing. Now she's going to path in, going to have to drop that jump spell. Don't think he really planned for it that way, but good thinking on the fly to try and get that Queen to just come on into the base, Queen. Please come in, trigger that clan castle and deal with the clan castle. He's not waiting any longer. He's dropping that siege barracks on the right-hand side. He knows he's on a time limit. Now, this attack ultimately was about 2.5 minutes, so he had about 30 seconds up the sleeve. But you don't really want to be dragging your Queen walk out for too much longer than a minute. Not normally, not because if you're dragging your Queen walk out to 1.5 minutes, sometimes you're just going to struggle to take out the rest of the base. You might have the troops up, but you'll just have a time fail. That's what at least I find anyway if I do a Queen walk that's 1.5 minutes, which is I try to keep my Queen walks to around about a minute if I can, roughly speaking, and then that gives me 2 minutes, potential 2 minutes to take out the rest of the base. I might only need 1.5 minutes, but if I spend 1.5 minutes on the Queen walk and then I needed 1 minute 33 seconds for the rest of the base, that actually will give me a time fail. So Queen's still up, all the rest of the base is falling very nicely to this hybrid attack that's coming in. Hog's still up, Miner's still up, Grand Warden, everybody's abilities are being used. Queen is getting healed up nicely. Hog's going to take out that mortar. I was going to say mortar tower. That'd be an interesting weapon, wouldn't it? A mortar on a tower for extra range. There's an idea, Supercell. A mortar on a tower for a little bit of extra range. Okay, there we go. Prototype, like I said, he got a 6-pack in the war. Let's have a look at another one. Okay, fresh hit triple on this base from Bat Mike coming in with a drag bat. So I think Mike might like bat attacks. Might be his forte. preferred method. Like I was saying, if you have a preferred method of attacking, then you tend to look at each base, how can I attack it with that particular attack? Because that's what I used to do, and I'm pretty sure everyone else does that as well. So as a Town Hall 9, I used to try and view things two ways. I used to view things, I used to look at a base and think to myself, how can I hog it? If I was going to hog this base, how would I hog it? And of course the other method is only look for a base that instantly screams out to you, hogs. But of course you only know that through experience. So awesome funnel created by Bat Mike to get the balloons and the wizards, Warden in with the dragons, coming straight in almost at an air sweep. It might as well be straight in because the air sweep was swung around at that point. But Eagle's still up. Grand Warden's ability used on those dragons. Going to have to deal with that air sweep, but get it down. We've got a Ground Expo here. Well, it's just gone down. Ground Expo there. Ground Expo there. So this was crying out to be attacked by air with 3 Expos on the ground. It says, please attack me by air. Here come all the bats now coming in. Plenty of freezers as well. Couple more freezers up the sleeve. One more up the sleeve. Stone Slammer's in. Going to take out that Ground Expo. And that's it. Base is just falling. Stone Slammers, I don't think the Stone Slammer's even going to pop at this point. Air Skellies are up, but they're not going to be do too much to pretty well anything. I think maybe the bats may not survive everything because they're going to have to deal with that Tesla over on that right-hand side. Well, they survived the Archer Tower Tesla, and looks like they will take down that Tesla. And now over to this other Archer Tower, but they're probably not going to be doing too much over there because the Balloon Dragon combination over there. So now it's just part of the cleanup combination. Got minions down already for cleaning up that trash up on that 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock side of the base. And that is it. This base falls. Fresh hit triple from Bat Mike using bats. Let's have a look at the last attack and then we'll have a look at some stats. Alright, last attack of the recap goes to Talha Awesome, who was one of the other 6-pack getters from Team Reddit, coming in with a minor attack, just showing that you can use other things at Town Hall 11. We do have a little bit of variety, and we have had a little bit of variety at Town Hall 12 and Town Hall 13 as well. Just a little. Okay, we've got a couple of minutes left on this attack, 2.5 minutes. Queen's gone down, nice little funnel created. Wall breaker's already put that hole in the wall. Queen will go in. Healers on the Queen, so that slightly delayed healers. That way they weren't going to path over to the King unexpectedly or for some strange reason. Do have a jump spell to go and get that Queen. Let's just watch the Clan Castle. Watch that range that the Queen's going to get in. See when the Clan Castle comes out. Oh, the Inferno's locked onto her, but it's no biggie because it's only a multi. Well inside the range of the Clan Castle. Here come the Clan troops. Looks like we've got a Witch, some Archers, and a Dragon. Witch has gone straight into the poison spell, so she's going to be nullified. Then we've got a Giant coming down at the top side up there, and just waiting for something else to come down with him. There we go. Giant and the Siege Barracks finally comes down. I know sometimes I have problems deploying my things as well, as I've done in my latest video that I had on the channel where I was using bats with ice golems, and I was having problems deploying the bat spells because of the way my tab operates, the way the controls on the bottom of the tab operate when you put your finger. It's like sometimes on a computer, if you move your mouse to the right hand side on a PC, how that pop out comes out and you don't want it to, but it just does. That sort of thing's what happened to my tab. So sometimes I have delayed deployment due to my own fumbling around on the tab. Heal spell down, plenty of miners in the base. Grand Warden, his ability is not used at all. Base is 60% down. Pekka's still up, pathing around the right hand side. No wizard going, not putting a wizard down with him. Grand Warden's ability's been used though. 2 heals left, 1 heal left now. Last heal. And here we go. We've got the defending king. He's decided to hook in. He's dealing with a couple of miners. Well, big bomb's gone off, but there's just way too many miners everywhere. Too many maxed miners hitting a Town Hall 11 that is not quite fully maxed. Town Hall 11 still has some underdeveloped weaponry, so it can't do the DPS damage that a fully maxed Town Hall 11 could do. But otherwise, lovely little hit. And as I said, this Reddit attacker was one of only 2 Reddit attackers who got a 3-star in the war. And there we go. that is it. Let's just have a quick look at the war map. We'll see what they did to each other. We'll just scroll up. So this is what Team Forums did to Team Reddit. We'll just get rid of that so you can have a look. As you can see how many 3 stars there were. You can count them as I scroll down. You can see which bases got left open. This is what Team Reddit did to Team Forums, and then we'll have a look at what Team Forums did to Team Reddit. So the breakdown on this was 27 Town Hall 13s, 8 Town Hall 12s, and 10 Town Hall 11s. Interesting breakdown. Excellent war. The mayhem in the last 3 minutes of the war was just ballistic. Last 5 to 3 minutes, or probably about 5 minutes maybe, there was like 6 to 8 attacks or something got done in those last 5 minutes. And at one point there were 4 attacks going on at the same time. 3 forum attacks and 1 Reddit attack going on at the same time. And then that left 1 Reddit and 1 forum attack left to do each. But by then, Team Reddit couldn't win because everything had been 2-starred. Okay, now you did notice what's happened here. That Harmon's base did not get 3-starred and he defended 5 times. So that was excellent base. Keep that one up your sleeve, Harmon. Let's have a look at what Team Forums did to Team Reddit. Okay, we've got these bases, not 3-starred up the top. As you can see, a lot of the Town Hall 13s were wiped out. Like I was saying before, there were 9 13s taken out by Team Forums. That is 9 of the 27 13s on Team Reddit were fresh tripled. And 5 were fresh tripled by Team Reddit. That's of the Town Hall 13s. So 1/3 of the Team Reddit Town Hall 13s got tripled by Team Forums. Now, where Team Forums seems to have won this war has been in the Town Hall 13s and the Town Hall 12s, because they took out 5 Town Hall 12s, whereas Team Reddit only managed to take out 4 Town Hall 12s. And the other thing is, look at the Town Hall 11s that Team Forums left up. 1, 2, 3, 4 Town Hall 11s got left up by Team Forums. So they won it. Team Forums won it by basically overall attacking. Obviously, everyone plays a part, but the difference was mainly that Team Forums was able to 3-star far more bases at Town Hall 13 than Team Reddit was able to do. Let's just have a look at these final stats again. All 90 attacks used, no attacks remaining, 27 3-stars versus 25, 18 2-stars versus 20, new stars per attack 1.3 versus 1.8, and 93.3 destruction versus 94. Team Reddit had more destruction. Average attack 237 versus 242. And that is it. That is it for the wrap up, the recap of Reddit, Team Forums versus Team Reddit, match number 5. If you've enjoyed this content and you want to see more, do please subscribe to the channel, because I do these every year. And when I can, I do other things as well. Check out my channel. You'll find lots of videos on trying to be better at Clash of Clans. If you have any questions or comments about the war or anything, please leave them down below. And as always, thank you for watching.